No black cats, just straight facts.
Triple P certified.
Listen, we can talk about odds all day. It doesn't matter what the odds are. It matters what's gonna happen. Welcome back. It's the Perfect Play Pursuit. Lucky Lukey, the London boy, here to break down UFC London, UFC Movsar Evloev versus Leron Murphy. Can't wait to talk about this card. Got some hot takes, but we're gonna talk about last week first because got my dick kicked in, got beat up, got hurt, but then in the final act of the night, made a huge improvement, stopped the bleeding, won some money back. We'll talk about it. Alex, how you doing, buddy?
My bets have been bad, but I'm doing swell. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be in the comfort of my own home, and I am happy to be talking to you guys about some mixed martial arts. We got a lot of news as well. Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry was just announced. Hallelujah. My boy's out on bail, fresh out of jail, California dreaming. He's going to come out there and, it's two brothers that are just going to go at it in that fight, and I couldn't be more excited.
This is going to be, just a great fight from the matchups you can make outside of the UFC. Ultimately, maybe one of the best matchups you can make outside of the UFC. From an entertainment perspective, if I'm them, I'm going to be like, yo, y'all want to see a BMF title? We got Nate Diaz. He invented the BMF title. You want to see a BMF fight? Watch this fucking fight. Because I see both these guys. I see this looking like Diaz-Conner 2, right? Just like both of them just knocking each other down, beating each other up. But this time, I think Diaz wins a decision. I think Diaz, for the first time in his career, wins and doesn't get robbed of a decision win. Much like the Masvidal boxing match, I think Diaz can go out there and just hit the fuck out of Mike Perry. He'll get hit himself. That's the problem. He will get hit, possibly even dropped himself. But I think that over a 5-round war, it's 5 rounds too. Over a 5-round war, Diaz wins 4, Diaz wins 5. We saw Mike Perry slow down against Jake Paul. Diaz went all 10 rounds with Jake Paul. I think Perry is going to come in there with good cardio, but it's a balancing act, right? The better is cardio.
A la Paul?
What'd you say?
Shake turkey a la Paul?
Yeah. Jake Paul, the white hat of the two Paul brothers. Jake Paul hit the scene, and we all thought he was a villain. Little did we know, Jake Paul.
I go as far to say all Pauls ever, Luke. You got Aaron Paul. He's unbearable. I hate that guy. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, any other famous Pauls out there?
Chris Paul, New Orleans.
Chris Paul, he's up there, but I think Jake gives him a run for his money.
So, what do you think about that fight? I mean, what would you make the odds? Who do you think is going to win and how?
I think that it's MMA, correct?
Yes, 5 rounds.
Ronda Rousey doesn't move the needle for me. Gina Carano does, but not fighting, ladies and gents. I'd rather see her kicking some tail in The Mandalorian or something like that, looking like she's escaping from Jabba the Hutt's palace, okay? Jake Paul put together a great card here with Felipe Lins and that other guy he's fighting, as well as Mike Perry versus Nate Diaz. I think Nate Diaz wins it clearly. I think that Mike Perry can't possibly have gotten better on the ground since he has not been training fighting on the ground. I saw a bumper sticker today, the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. I said, this guy's got to be an employee or something. Who the fuck would put that on the back of their car? Anywho, Nate Diaz wins. Nate Diaz wins by sub. Mike Perry got subbed by Donald Cerrone. Mike Perry has gotten subbed by so many guys in his career. His best win is the Irish Dragon, which ain't saying much. That don't impress me much. So give me Nate Diaz. Give me Nate Diaz by sub.
So listen, let me talk you off that because I was thinking Nate Diaz by sub too. But I started to think about Mike Perry, even years ago talking about improving his jiu-jitsu and working hard on that aspect of it. And he was saying, like, he was telling his coaches, like, you better give me a brown belt if I beat Nate Diaz. I don't care how I beat him. But so I think he's coming in very aware of that threat. Now, I think Nate could submit him either way, but Mike Perry is pretty powerful. And I think if Nate submits him, it's going to have to, like, I've never seen Nate fight the kind of fight that would lead to that. Like, if he comes out there like Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway and just makes it a point to do that, he could, I think, demoralize Perry, take him down a bunch, hold him down, get better jiu-jitsu positions, and get him in something. But if he fights like he always fights, then it's going to be either he catches him in a sub after hurting him, or Perry's exhausted in rounds 4 and 5. But it's not going to come from Diaz going in there with that game plan, is my point. So,
Tiger Boy, I do think his camera is frozen. I do agree with your yes. Or were you talking about me? I didn't see Luke moving for quite some time. But it's in the comment section.
Oh, behind me. He's talking about behind me. Behind me.
Oh.
It's just a picture. Here, I'll change. Here we go. Let's just switch it up a little bit. There we go. There we go. We're good. We got plenty of there we go.
Fake backgrounds, and none of those were real.
We're not even good, and like, guys, don't worry. We're cleaning up the show. We're investing. I know it's bad. My setup is just terrible. We're working on it. Guys. Give me 3 months, okay?
Luke, but I recently watched Nate Diaz highlight video. When I was up in Vermont with the fellas, we got in deep. We were watching Liddell. We were watching Tito Ortiz, Vanderlei Silva, Nate Diaz, Nick Diaz, Connor, all the guys, all of our guys. We were watching all these highlights, and people forget, man, Nate Diaz, he's got some slick chokes, and it doesn't even have to be one of these. Mike Perry ain't tapping a no armbar, even though he has in the past. I don't think at this point in his career he's willing to tap for no armbar.
No, he will. He would definitely.
You think?
150,000%, because, dude, all right, watch his interview on the Errol Helwani show. It'll really set you up for, like, who Mike Perry is at this stage in his career. He's down to go out there and swing and take brain damage, but I don't think he's going to risk something that would possibly end his career. He's got 2 fights left on his bare knuckle contract. He's getting a bigger payday after this payday. Every next payday is bigger for Mike Perry. So he is still a businessman when it comes down to it. He's not going to let Nate Diaz break his arm, if that's what you're implying.
I don't know. I feel like with all the damage that he takes from bare knuckle, like he's just going to be willing to take the brunt
He
of
doesn't
that
take
force.
that much. He fucking finished Eddie Alvarez, and, like,
Dude, he looks like a hamburger every time he gets out of there.
Yeah, that's cosmetic damage. That's not, serious.
It's a difficult situation.
Anyway, so guys, these are unprecedented times. I miss precedented times. I'm drinking kombucha right now. I got my Propaganda shirt on. We're about to get going into spring. We're about to get real woke. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go woke. I tried being
Luke, that's where you're wrong. Punk ain't partisan, bro. Punk ain't partisan. It's anarchist. Okay,
I'm not woke in the sense that my third eye is wide open.
Don't be sitting here giving Propaganda a bad name just because you're opening up.
I'm not woke. I'm awoken, right? Like, I'm rising like a phoenix. Easter is upon us. We're gonna do this. We got all these holidays. We got Easter. We got Ramadan. We have Passovers coming up. I mean, it's a great time for manifesting. It's a great time for harnessing energy. But you got to pay it forward. You gotta do your fast. You got to drink your kombucha. And we go forward,
All right.
Any other news? I mean, let's talk about last week's card real quick. I came out here. I picked Sam Hughes. She lost. I picked Elijah Smith. He won. I picked Bia Mesquite. She won. Hetcher Sosa did win. I kind of thought Luan Lacerda won that. Belagioki was fighting really well and then got knocked out. Oral by fucking masterclass. Like,
Eric Anders.
We'll talk about that more specifically. I picked Eric Anders. That was amazing to see him go out on a win. Eric Anders, friend of the show, been on the show before.
He retired.
He retired. And Charles Johnson gets the win. I picked Silva. Aspelund, dude, that was sad and pathetic on both of their parts, right? Felt like they both fought beneath their potential. I feel like Aspelund had a great round one, but then was exhausted, and then Petrino, I feel, had all the tools to have a more dominant victory after Aspelund was that exhausted, and he himself fought like shit. Terrible fight, terrible fighters. Both of them need to get a boot in their ass. Aspelund looking like jelly roll out there. Harry Hardwick.
Very Rollian.
Yeah. So let me just, all right, there's a few fights I actually want to dig into here, but I'll just tell you where I went wrong betting wise. I took
Chris Curtis for one.
Well, what do you mean?
I need to talk over some of Chris Curtis right now because that was.
So just I'll run through this real quick. I mean, I had a parlay blow up. I had a big bet on Aspelund as an underdog. I had a big bet on Oki as an underdog. Oki by knockout. Both of them lost entirely. I had parlays that included Aspelund that lost. I had parlays that included Sayubu Sai. I mean, Kutalaba, the man, dude. I feel so bad. That's like the one that's in my gut as like, fuck, I love Kutalaba, and I should have went with him. Jillian Robertson, I took her by finish. So that was stupid. So all these things go wrong. I win it all back on Vallejos knockout round one. I realize as they're walking out, I go, he's got 8 first round finishes. Josh Emmett is going to get knocked out in the first round, obviously. So I look plus 600 odds. So I throw a little bit on there, win back, hurt near all the losses, and we go forward. But I should have just not been such a fool all the way through the card. I was a fool. I was overly aggressive for my win on Charles the previous weekend. So I was a little too overly aggressive, but I learned a lot of lessons from it. We need to talk about Chris Curtis. But first, before you talk about Chris Curtis, I'll give you Chris Curtis. Let me take Harry Hardwick. Harry Hardwick has now quit because of leg kicks and quit on his stool. Okay? Now listen, you can say what you want. He did have a broken jaw. Like, he definitely should not have continued fighting, 100%. But these are just the metrics. We're just looking at 2 metrics. We're saying Harry Hardwick quit because he got leg kicked, and he quit because he got a broken jaw. So these are quit jobs. You know what I mean? He does fight hard, but if you fight stupid and you take a lot of damage and you have to quit as a result of the damage,
you're just as bad as Anthony Smith.
I mean,
you made fun of curling up in a ball. At least he had the dignity to go out in a ball and not on his stool.
Yeah. And I knew his jaw was broke when they were on the ground and Hardwick was on his back, and he put his the other guy put his head into his jaw, and he was like, "Oh!" I was like, "It's like just tap out. Like, what are you doing? Like, if you know you're done, just tap out. Like, just be like, I'm done. Like, it's always like they're always like they really do start taking inventory and going like, how can I get out gracefully, kind of thing, or like it's like don't get out gracefully. First of all, there is really no graceful way to get out. There's none. So just get out. Like, once you know, and he knew then. He got up, he goes to his corner, he goes, my jaw is fucked. And they're like, okay, shut up. He's like, no, I'm telling you, like, we're good. Like, his corner at first was kind of like, wait, like, don't say that. Like, he's like, no, like, I'm gonna say that. We're done. I want you to hear. It was
a fucking sick fight, though. It was an amazing fight. Probably I'd say it's the fight of the night, and so would the UFC. They gave him a performance bonus.
I thought round one, I thought Harry won round one, and I thought he was gonna win the fight.
Yeah.
I had a bet on
everything he was getting hit with. He was coming back hard. He was coming back hard on all of them. Second round was a little rocky way, I would say. The rocky way, as they would say in New York. But yeah, I thought Harry was doing well for himself. I was shocked because I must have missed that whole forehead and the jaw thing when he screamed. I must have been looking away. But I was shocked. I was like, yo, what happened? What happened? I thought he made it to the corner. What's going on here? And then, yeah, found out that he had a broken jaw. The video of him singing Elvis and stuff in his hotel after was pretty
I love Harry.
I loved it.
I hope he gets another fight, but I'm just going to be a really harsh critic here and say, at the end of the day, 2 fights have happened. Both fights you quit. for something that wasn't going to kill you, like the leg kicks, the broken jaw. And by the way, the broken jaw. Listen, the broken jaw was
more the critical,
like the broken jaw. I get that, but I'm just saying, if he had not just quit because of leg kicks, this would be an easier pill to swallow. But now we're looking at 2 out of 2 examples where
compounded on top of you calling Lionheart a quitter.
That is true. I keep
that is the reason that it's so frustrating, because it's like both of these matchups. And listen, nobody loves Harry Hardwick more than me. I told you guys last week, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and Anthony Smith is my enemy. So I'm just being fair in my judgment. If I came out here and told you Harry Hardwick, oh, still love him because it was a sick fight, I wouldn't be a real motherfucker. I got to be a real motherfucker. And I got to tell you that if you were critical of somebody quitting, you can't quit to leg kicks and you can't quit to a broken jaw.
Yeah, you can't really quit ever.
Ever. In that facet. In any facet.
Any size.
Any of size, like any of size.
So
it's so crazy. That was pre-truck era, and you can tell. You can just tell the spray painted wall. His favorite shoe is on the wall. The haircut, everything, the glasses.
Yeah. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me going down that road. I'm not going to name the waters, but I want to be very clear. It was a sick fight. Harry Hardwick is a warrior. He should not have fought on with a broken jaw. But all that to say, if you're doing something, if the whole grade is like on your fighting ability and performance, and you're in there fighting, and the way that you're fighting results in you getting a broken jaw, and then you have to quit because of the broken jaw, it's not like a fucking anvil fell on your head. It's not like a piano fell on your head. It's not like you slipped on a banana peel. You fought in such a way that resulted in this. So therefore, I'm not like it's like, yeah, you shouldn't have allowed that to happen. Imagine he got his jaw broken and completely slept out, stretchered out, fucking dead, like knocked out. You'd be laughing at him like you laugh at Jake Paul, or you'd be saying like, oh, man, Harry, he's just really not that good, huh? But you give him more points because it happened and then he quit. I'm saying give him less. I'm saying give him less points. I'm saying be like, well, if you fought on with that would have been one thing.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying consider it the same.
Yeah.
Because guess what? On the fucking stat sheet,
no
it's a knockout. You got knocked out.
Yeah, no bonus points. Like no like, bonus points. What a tough guy. No, it's like it's if anything, it's neutral. It's like, listen,
yes,
you shouldn't have fought on, but don't be sitting out there like, but a hell of a first round. It was a hell of a first round. Second round.
Hell of both rounds. It was a sick fight.
But,
he decided, like Diego Sanchez, you're going to have Diego Sanchez results. End of the day.
Yeah. Or like Patty. I mean, he fight just boom, 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 like getting just cracked with stuff. And if he just toned it down a bit. People want to talk about Davey Grant. Davey Grant doesn't need that much damage. You know what I mean? Davey Grant is a little bit more defensively sound. And you can tell by the eyes and the shaking of the head. Like Davey Grant, stoic look, head focused, head straight, eyes straight. Harry Hardwick, he's kind of like it's too much going on. Slow it down.
And on top of that, Davey Grant is one of those sneaky guys who always wins fights. Like he just beats guys you would never expect him to. Has a ton of scar tissue damage and bleeds, and that's why he loses decisions where in reality he whooped the shit out of those dudes. You'll get no Davey Grant slander from me.
Okay, so Chris Curtis, I mean, more of the same, like, plead into the ref in the first round about the back of the head stuff. Coaches yelling at him. I mean, like he's like in between rounds.
Dude, you know what's a blessing though? We won't have to deal with him commenting on it. And I found out that the only time he comes back and looks at people saying bad things about him is after he wins to rub it in their face because he's a poor winner and a poor loser. He's both of the above. He didn't stick around after they raised the hand. He walked out immediately, got out of there, coattailed out like he was Forrest Griffin back in the day. It was bullshit. He's a pussy. I hate him. I hate everything about him. I hate his energy. I hate his passive aggressive. I'm a nice guy, but I'm also a dick, and I'm also a warrior, but I'm also a pussy. He doesn't know who he is. So how the hell are we supposed to know? All I know is
Round.
he's terrible. Oralby should have got a finish. He was just sitting there, laxy daisy over there. He needs to get the finish in that fight because Chris Curtis sucks.
I mean, he looked like Merab Dvalishvili in there against Chris Curtis. The way he was able to hold that body. I mean, he was like Khabib and Merab combined, and that's how good Chris Curtis was able to make him look. Chris Curtis, the guy who trains at Extreme Couture and gets a lot of looks and gets a lot of Russians and wrestlers and grapplers coming in and out all the time. Like, okay. What is Hamzat gonna? If this is how the culture of that team is going right now, what's Hamzat gonna do to Strickland? I mean, he got his hands locked around Chris, and he would either drag him to the mat and get one leg in and hold him there the whole time, or Chris would get to his feet and then he would trip him up again and drag him back down. He couldn't break the body lock. He's asking his coach, like, what's he getting me with this? He's like, it's a fucking body lock series. He's like, what? He's doing. See where his hand's connected to his other hand? That's the one that's got to go. See the hands? He's like, it's like, Chris, what do you want me to explain to you? You've been doing this for 20 years. You got to break the grip and get away from him. You got to do this. I'm free. Seatbelts off. You got to just get out of there.
Sword. Cut the sword.
Whatever, there's a million. Or start elbowing his hands like freaking Peter Yan did. You start doing that in round one. The first time he's doing that. But it's like this conservation of energy thing that these guys are scared of like, they're like, well, if I try too hard here, I could end up really getting like mauled here because I'll be tired and they'll be like advancing in the grappling. It's like, so let that happen. Save us 15 minutes, but try to fucking to have some urgency.
He's been fighting since 2003. Fighting since 2003. You would think you know how to break a body lock from around you, whether it's in the front, the back, anywhere. Anywhere.
He's telling him to knee up the middle. It's like, do not throw a fucking knee. You're gonna have to stick behind no leg stuff at all. Do not put your leg closer to him. Like, no.
You're not standing your base in this one. You gotta
don't put yourself on one leg. So all now he has to do is push into you and you fall into the cage and then he's got you. Like, you gotta stand your base. You do have to stand your base. All right. Let's run through this London card.
Delgado can't knock out Andre Touchy-Feely.
I thought Feely won that thing. That was some fucking bullshit. And I had another bet. I had Andre Feely by decision.
And Omar Sy, absolutely terrible. Ian Kutalaba, inspirational. I don't know what it is with all these French guy. They think that they know heel hooks. Like, they think that they're the heel hook guy. Every single one of them. Cyril Gane loses a fight going for heel hooks. Amavov loses fights going for heel hooks. All of these guys think that they're just going to pull off a rare submission.
They think they go to 9.
They think they're going to 9. Exactly.
Yeah.
But terrible. Like, that's pathetic. You could have stood your base and fought with Ion Kutabala for quite some time. He was having a hard time getting you down. You went for a takedown. Fucking stupid, dude. The whole lot of them.
Yeah, it's like, I have a 10-inch reach advantage on this guy and 5 inches of height. What should I do? I better close the distance for him.
It's insane. It's absolutely.
And dude, did you see
imbecilic?
Did you see Blachioki get knocked out? He fought a really great fight. That was an amazing fight. Better than that was a really good fight. They're Oki had a great first round. Becomes the favorite. I think round 2 was close. Sosa probably maybe edged him, but it was pretty close. You could probably give it to Oki too. Round 3.
Did he goon him or edge him?
With a minute left, Sosa grabs his hand and is like kind of holding his hand and then just boom, like it knocks him out. One punch. It was pretty sick.
I thought Bruno Silva won as well.
And he trains Sousa. He trains with the Fighting Nerds. He's somebody to keep an eye on because, like I said, he didn't give up on himself. He did the John Silva thing where he just is like, I'm just gonna, or the like how those guys fight, where it's just like, I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna get you. Like, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Luan Lacerda fought really well. He was. I thought he won the fight. To be honest with you,
I thought Bruno Silva won.
Yeah, that fight was kind of boring.
Yeah.
Not boring, but like hard. It was hard for me to keep my attention to really like give it a fair grade. But yeah, it was, it was decent. I shouldn't say it was boring. All right, let's break down next week's card. What do you think?
I love that idea.
All right, we got 14 fights, so let's get started. And Melissa Mullins taking on Luana Carolina. We used to call her, she was Melissa something else, right?
Dixon.
Melissa Dixon, Messy Dix. Now she's Melissa No Mess Mullins. Versus Luana Carolina, the Dread Pirate. She's coming off, she's only fought 5 times in 3 years. Booked marked losses to Joanna Calder-Wood, and her recent decision loss to the undefeated Michelle Montigue 5 months ago. She beat Lucille Podolova, Julia Starolenko, and Ivana Petrovic. Meanwhile, Nomes just lost the decision to Daria Zlesnikova, knocked out Claudia Segulia, got finished with a liver shot, by Nora Cornioli with a knee, and then beat, the Zlesnikova fight was a rematch. She lost the decision after knocking her out to get into the UFC. Yeah, I think probably I go with Luana Carolina, but I really want nothing to do with this fight.
I don't know if I'm getting her confused with Mama B, but like, I'm not actually sure if her name was Melissa Mullins. Could have been somebody else, or Melissa Dixon. I thought it was Dixon, but maybe not. Yeah, I'm going with Luana Carolina here. I think that she's just a far better fighter. I think Melissa Mullins stinks, know her name or not. Give me Luana Carolina.
Yeah, I just think Luana Carolina is probably more well-rounded. I think as the fight goes on, it'll inevitably be a decision. She'll be more of the minute winner in this fight, but not really one I want a lot to do with. Next, we got Chanel Dyer versus Ravina Oliveira. Chanel Dyer, the Nightmare, coming off a loss on the Contender Series to Carol Foro 5 months ago, getting called up to fight Ravina Oliveira on a back-to-back losing streak after I believe came into the UFC with some decent steam on her. People, I think, let's check best fight odds. Maybe I'll see that she was a favorite. I'm not sure, but she lost to Tainara Lisboa 2 years ago. Took a long 2-year layoff and then had her second fight in the UFC. Get submitted by Stephanie Luciano. So here's my thing. I'm going Oliveira because what I see here is a girl who gets into the UFC off a knockout, relatively unblemished, loses her decision, says, I got to get back. I got to train. I got to improve these gaps. Maybe that's what she said. Maybe she had a baby. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. But that's what I see when I see the gap. I go, okay, best case scenario. This is what happened. Comes back, gets submitted. And it's like, okay, well, that's not because you got worse. That's because you were stale and hadn't competed a lot. Third time's a charm. Plus 260 underdog, taking on a debutante woman, fighting out of London, England. Probably only getting this opportunity because they are in London, England. I mean, she lost in the Contender Series.
She did win a contract, though. It's not like she lost.
She did, okay.
And they're just filling her in. Like on Tapology, they do claim she won a contract. I wouldn't know, but that's what they're telling me.
Yeah, I for no reason except the reason of insanity, I'm going with Oliveira. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer to not even break it down. I think, you take Luana Carolina as a favorite. You kind of got a dog or pass. These ladies are a flip of a coin. I'll go with you on. You know what? I'll actually go Dyer because I don't want this to impact our PPP certified picks. So I'll go with Dyer.
Yeah, you're not strong about it. I get you. Okay. Next we got Shamrock taking on Abdul Al-Sawadi. First,
Al-Sawabi?
Abdul Al-Sawadi. Yeah, I think Shamrock. This guy's the pride of Palestine. I highly doubt that the UFC ownership group or any major stakeholders in the UFC want the pride of Palestine up there waving the Palestinian flag in London. Majority Muslim population. They're gonna be like going nuts for them during a time of war. UK is one of our allies. I see the inner workings of this. They gave Al-Sawadi off of a knockout loss, hasn't fought in 2 years. They put him against Shamrock, who lost that decision in his debut against Nurullo Evloev. Shamrock doesn't really have takedown defense from what we saw, but he's got a height advantage. He's got a reach advantage. I think he fights like a fucking wild man. I think he can possibly crack Abdul Karim El Sawadi, put him out, knock him out, and prevent a political moment during a time of war. That's all we're going to say.
Thanks for waiting for me to come back on camera to circle back to that point. Didn't want my face associated with that rhetoric.
They don't even do they even let you represent the Palestinian flag in the UFC, or do they make you do the thing, the gray box?
Same thing with Taiwan, right?
Lots of countries. I'm just saying that it is a time where America.
Dude, they didn't even let Homeboy have Afghanistan. The Basharats. They don't even let them hold an Afghani flag. Like,
and that's because we were at war with Afghanistan. I'm assuming
10 years ago.
we're at war with Palestine, but I'm just saying that it's a hyper.
Yeah.
They want to win, Alex. So they want the guy who's from where the fight is happening to win, or they want the guy off he had a 2-year layoff. They were like, yeah, well, don't call us, we'll call you. And then they went, all right, we got somebody. Like, let's drag him up. Like, it's a setup. It's a setup job for Shamrock. He trains with Paddy the Baddy.
I know. I'm going with Shamrock. I'm just saying.
Today is St. Patrick's Day, and you're not gonna pick Shamrock.
In your freaking in your what will we call that manifesto that you just laid out for us? Going to
the White House.
I can't co-sign that. So, but I do go with Shamrock. Out in the streets, we call it murder. Welcome to Shamrock.
I'm wearing a propaganda t-shirt. I'm not saying anything one way or the other. I'm just saying UFC's going to the White House in 2 months. Like, the UFC's a politically driven organization at this point. They're like a psyop.
Yeah.
Oh, now the UFC is not a psyop. You're going to tell me. Now you're going to sit there and tell me the UFC is not a psyop.
It's definitely slop for a certain type of person, but
look into it.
I will go with Shamrock.
It's not slop. It's not slop. It's a slop. It's a psyop. Sorry. Next we got
getting worse and worse. I've honestly been tinkering with the idea of stop watching it entirely. I'm starting to hate it. They're playing these fucking and listen, guys, you get our podcast in higher quality of film than you get the UFC. They celebrated hitting 780p, okay? Or 720p, whatever the hell it is. You catch me in 4K. You come here every week, I'm in fucking 4K. If I can afford it, I didn't get $7 billion. I haven't gotten a fucking cent.
I'm pretty sure you're in 1080p.
I haven't gotten a fucking cent from the Patreon. I haven't gotten a fucking cent. In fact, I've been losing money weekly because of this slop, this bullshit. They can't give me good fights. They can't give me good fucking resolution on the shit. I'm watching it on a 4K monitor, and it's pixelated. What are we doing here, B? It's insane. This is shit. It's a shit product. This show is better than the fucking UFC.
Okay. What are you going to do? Louis Sutherland, the Manila Gorilla versus Brando Pericic, the Balkan Bear. A gorilla versus a bear. Louis Sutherland, Walter Volkers heel hooked him like we knew he would. Brando Pericic knocked out Elisha Ellison 5 months ago. I'm tempted to go with Louis Sutherland here. I mean, nah. Brando Pericic.
This guy's traps are so big he can't even swing a punch. Give me the Balkan Bear. That's like the age-old question. 100 bears versus one gorilla, right? Like that's what they say. The kids these days, blue dress or yellow dress. I'm going with Brando Pericic, the Balkan Bear. Take me to the Balkans. I mean, he's got an Australian flag. How Balkan can this fella be? But he looks like a good heavyweight. He looks like a Romanov, Bidet. He looks like a guy who the UFC would cut because they'd beat everybody. So he's probably going to win this and then get cut, and they're going to be like, Sutherland, you can stay. We need Mario Pinto to get a knockout in his next fight. So, you can stick around.
Yep. I think he finishes him to the body, like big ass fucking kick to the body, just buckles the gorilla over. And cool. All right. So we're on the same page with Brendo Parachik. Next, we got Antonio Tricoli. Antonio Tricoli versus who the fuck is this? Mantis. Mantis. Yeah, Mantis Kondratavicius. Mantis came off the Contender Series, knocking out his opponent. He's Lithuanian. He's gonna sacrifice 5 inches of reach to Tricoli, but Tricoli stinks. I mean, he's gotten finished in every single one of his last 3 fights. I'm going with Mantis here. Mantis by knockout. He's 9 years younger. Will he get it done in round 1? I don't know, but I'm going Mantis. Huge favorite.
The only reason Tricoli's still fighting is since Mackenzie Dern has been in that lawsuit with her ex-husband. She's like, I need a guy who's getting some money, UFC. I win this belt, you got to sign him for an extra 3-fight deal. I know he's 0-3 in the UFC, but you need to keep giving him another chance. He's absolutely terrible. This is a fade play on Tricoli. I would never bet on him. He's horrible. Mackenzie Dern would teach him, but she doesn't even know how to fight. She can't. She's learned jiu-jitsu since she was 3 years old, has never done any jiu-jitsu in her life since entering the UFC. Thinks she bangs it out. Give me Mantis Cura de Levis. That's my pick, and I'm sticking to it.
Mantis Toboggan, double P certified. Dr. Mantis Toboggan. Mario Pinto versus Felipe Franco. Mario Pinto 11-0, Felipe Franco 10-1. Mario Pinto minus 550 favorite. Finished Yonata Deniz not 5 months ago. Finished Austin Lane in his debut. Finished Camacho entering the UFC a year and a half ago off the Contender Series. Fights out of London, England. Hometown guy, minus 550 favorite. They're serving him up with a guy who lost on the Contender Series, got 2 finish wins outside of the UFC. To me, it's dog or pass. I mean, really, do you value Austin Lane? He's very old, one-dimensional, or not one-dimensional, but just not very good. And Yonata Deniz, not much heart on him either. So it's like, yeah, Mario Pinto has had some good success, but against who? This guy at least has something to really prove. Like, this is your, you got a chance in the Contender Series, didn't work out. Back-to-back finish wins over the last 3 months, coming in with a lot of steam. I think he might be able to do something. Want to see the weigh-ins and stuff. To me, it would be like a in-cage dog or pass play, but I'll go with Franco just from a gambling perspective, not necessarily from a I've seen this guy's skills and he's coming. It's about the vibes.
It's a heavyweight fight. Anything can happen. He's coming in on short notice. This was supposed to be Mick Parkin against Mario Pinto. Huh?
Okay. Yeah, that's right. So that might take a little bit of the wind out of the sails, in a sense. It's like, okay, well.
It was supposed to be a bigger fight. Mick Parkin, great guy. I think he's like top 15, at least top 20 in the UFC here. I'm going with Mario Pinto, but I feel, Luke, plus 390 in a heavyweight fight. Anything can happen. These guys got dynamite in their hands. But I'm going with Mario Pinto. I
was banking on Franco being like, it's do or die, now or never. They gave me my shot back in the UFC. This is my chance. But now if he's got that in the back of his mind, I took it on short notice. That's an instant excuse. And probably he knows he's going to get another fight after this anyway. So, I'm not talking about him like minute 1 of the fight thinking about this. I'm talking about when the going gets tough, those little thoughts creep in. And also just the advantage that it is for Pinto to have had being preparing for a formidable opponent in his hometown.
Absolutely. No, I agree.
All right.
Well, Pinto's Portuguese.
Yeah.
but he trains in England.
Yeah, Big Park is being the hometown guy.
But Pinto trains in England as well, so bit of a hometown deal for him, as far as I am read. Next up, we got Nathaniel, the Last Kingsman Wood. That's a new nickname. Versus
when these guys come up with a late in career nickname, it's always bad. Rory, the Red King McDonald.
Versus Lucene Kieta,
like if
the Black Panther.
By your first UFC fight, you don't have a nickname.
Well, Luke, you got to remember he was the prospect.
He was the prospect, yeah.
Once you're 32, you're no longer a prospect, my guy.
Until you win the title, you're still a prospect. You're a prospective.
You can't sit here and say, like, you can't be a prodigy at 40.
Yeah, you can.
No.
And he was. BJ Penn was the prodigy the whole time.
But nonetheless, it's like P. Diddy. You know what? Never mind. I'm not even going to. Sometimes you get to an age, you age out of a nickname. You know what I mean? So I support Nate Wood changing the nickname up. I'm going to change his name to Nate instead of Nathaniel. I'm going with Nate Wood. He's one of the most well-rounded fighters in this division. He's really good. He does get cracked every now and then, but this guy's unproven. Hasn't really had much love in the UFC yet. He's definitely on his way up, but Davies Johnson was a 66% clip overall.
It makes all the sense in the world to pick Nathaniel Wood here. He's a plus 155 underdog with a storied UFC career, having beaten guys like Delgado, who are prospects. He lost a decision that most people think he won to Muhammad Naimov, who a lot of people think cheated. I picked Naimov to win that fight. I was happy with it, but it's just the perfect situation for Nathaniel Wood to just get knocked out here. Like it makes all the sense in the world that you would pick Nathaniel Wood at plus 155. It makes all the sense in the world that he should beat this guy, but for some reason, the kombucha is telling me that Kieta, Black Panther, is going to just stomp Nathaniel Wood, like just run right through him, clip him early, knock him out, make this look like Vallejos versus Emmett.
Luke, pull up that JV comment. Now, I'll give everybody a second to read it before I comment. I prefer an earlier card. I can't be up that late. I'm an old man.
This is an early card?
I think so. He's saying we're going to their time.
But we always make them get up early. Always. I
love that.
Oh, I'm stoked on it too. I mean,
but Paramount has been shite, dude. I swear, it like cuts out every single stream.
Dude, Justin? What are you complaining about? Oh, 9 a.m. Cali. All right.
Fair.
For us,
fair.
yeah, 1 p.m. is nice. That's like
stellar.
Sleep in. Take the kid to the library. Take the kid to the park. Get her on at the lunch table. Now she's eating lunch. Fights are starting. Buys me like 3-4 hours. Where it's like I did my playtime in the morning, buys me a little bit of time to watch the prelims. By the time the main card's getting going around 5-4, putting the 1-year-old to bed. Now we got one out. One's out of the mix entirely. This is good. I mean, I couldn't do it every weekend. I couldn't have every weekend during the day, my whole Saturday taken up. Too much to do with the kids during the day. But once in a while, I don't mind getting it out of the way, and then, I'm freed up for my evening. Can just watch a movie or something. Don't have to monopolize the TV with fights for my wife. So there's a lot of good things about this. Nine's cool.
This is bad for us because we're snowboarding Saturday, aren't we?
I don't know, maybe.
Luke Diablo tapping out of everything.
We hadn't really doubled up or confirmed it, and it's getting here. It's weekend.
Because Homie's doctor's appointment's tomorrow. I'm going this weekend regardless. So
yeah, I looked over at my snowboard. It's looking at me as if to say, like, we could go. No, it's more like, please.
It's the Green Goblin mask looking at you,
Justin. What I will say, if you were, I don't know how old you are, Justin, but if this were like, you're in your 20s, you got some bros. It could be like kind of fun to get up and just start day drinking early. Like you're having them over. They could get there by 10. Really, first fight's gonna start at like first 2 fights are lady fights. You don't really care until 10. So you say, "Yo, my house, 10 a.m. Bring some donuts. I'll have some leftover Jameson. We'll make some Irish coffees. We'll do a little day drinking.
Mama told me not to. I did it anyway. Day drinking.
Yeah. Or like alternatively, like you just kind of snuggle up on your little couch at 9 a.m. You're half asleep, like that's
those
what
are the cards I always hit crazy bets, and I fall asleep for half of them, and it's always a pleasure to wake up to like Max Holloway knocking out the Korean Zombie, having $900 in my pocket.
Now the couple times we went to like UFC Macau where it was like a 3 a.m. start time, that was a little weird. Like I felt
like, do I keep drinking from the night before or do I wake up?
Both times on a Friday, I like went to bed at like 9 and was not asleep until like 11, but tried to sneak like 4 or 5 hours in. And then I woke up with my alarm clock and I would go out and I would sit there and I'd try to wake up, but I would end up falling asleep and then I'd wake up and it was demonic. I didn't like that.
You can't have it at the devil's hour at 3 a.m. That's bad news. It can't start that time.
Yeah.
EST, boys. We only go off EST. California sunshine. You're waking up at 4 p.m. Cali, Justin. I've already planned how I'm gonna get my enemies by that time. I'm 4 a.m. Right before my enemies wake up, I hit the gym, the Jocko Willnick experience. I go in there, dark room, turn all the lights off, pound some iron, and my enemies still aren't even awake. And you're telling me you're not even up for 8 more hours after that? 10 more hours? Yes, I was. Pull that up.
So I'm going with
Yes, I was. Uncle Baby Billy, of course.
So I'm going with listen, for no reason except it makes absolutely no sense. And I know that like Nathaniel Wood is gonna it's just too it's right there. It's like the apple. I want to just bite it. It's like, ooh, yes, everything on Nathaniel Wood at plus 155 makes all the sense in the fucking world. And then he's just gonna go out there and get knocked out in the first round. So I'm taking Kieta. I could be wrong.
Belgium. I thought that was a Romanian flag at first. The Bells, they're pretty nasty. They're a nasty group of fellas.
Belgium. I'm from freaking Belgium. Is that what he says? Dr. Evil.
Oh, I don't know. I love those movies though. I've rewatched Goldmember recently. It was sensational. Spy Who Shagged Me. Watched it recently, and I don't even remember that line.
They don't make movies like that anymore. At the end of the day, like they don't make movies where you got a character that isn't like an already established property, Now, they should do, hold on, Son of Austin Powers, starring Timothy Chalamet as Austin Powers Jr.
That'd be amazing.
That would be fucking amazing. Timothy Chalamet as Austin fucking Powers with Michael Myers as an old Austin Powers who is his dad, and he's trying to teach him to be a spy or not to be a spy. And Timothy's character, Austin Powers Jr., wants to be a spy, so he's constantly getting like foiling missions by accident, trying to be like his dad.
No.
And then there's a scene where he's like, got like a lot of plus size like model type women, and he's like, and his dad's like, at first his dad's like, no, no, you're supposed to, and he's like showing him pictures.
No, Luke, not plus size, goth baddies.
Yeah, and he's like, well, and then he's like, kind of comes around, like Austin Powers comes around to like big beautiful women, or something. Like
Chalamet gets out of the room. They're watching Naruto.
Man, we can write this movie right now. Or like he's trying to be like his dad, like swinging at the hip clubs of the 70s, but now those clubs aren't that anymore. And he's like a furry club or something. Like there's furries.
A bunch of jive.
And he's like,
speaking of movies, Luke, did you watch the Oscars at all?
Yeah. Yeah, I sat there with my popcorn jumping up and down. Yeah. Who won best cinematography? Yeah, Lee. I sat there with my popcorn. I couldn't miss it, Lee.
I will say, Sinners is. I am guilty of laughter. I will say, Sinners is literally, and quote me on this, the worst movie I have ever seen in my entire life. The plot made no sense. Horrible flick. It was a bad crop.
Did it win Oscars?
Michael B. Jordan won for playing two people. Last time I've seen that, Mary-Kate and Ashley did it. But
Lindsay Lohan. No one's done it better since. I was so disappointed when I found out at age like 18 that Lindsay Lohan wasn't a twin.
Lindsay Lohan still fine as all get out. Lindsay Lohan, whenever you want open seat on the pod, you could be our third chair any day of the week. Lindsay Lohan, go. Michael B. Jordan, I love him as an actor. Terrible, terrible movie. Worst plot I've ever seen in my life. I hated that movie. I went in with such high expectations too. I walked in, I was like, oh, everybody says Sinners is so good. This is going to be great. Can't wait. I love Michael B. Jordan. You know, Haley Steinfeld, fine as hell. Let me get out there. It's the Forza Motorsport movie. It's FS, you know, the race car.
F1.
F1, yes. I had gone into Sinners with the most like excitement that I've had for a movie in a while. Walked in, hated it. Absolutely terrible movie. Will never watch it again. And guess what, guys? I understood the movie. I got it. It wasn't like I was just confused the whole time, but I was, because the plot was so fucking bad that I was confused. And then I read up online. I'm like, no, the exact plot that I thought that they were trying to get at was the plot, and it was just bad. It was jumping all over the place. Michael B. Jordan, Luke, they're in the Prohibition days. Michael B. Jordan owns a speakeasy, and then
can I be honest with you?
Luke. Michael B. Jordan becomes a vampire then, and then him and Haley Steinfeld walk in all slick in the 80s, and now they have flat tops instead of their cool hats and their cool clothes.
It reminds me of Driver Parallel Lines. Sounds like a really cool jump through time kind of thing. But can I just
but that's only literally one scene, just because Michael B. Jordan was like, I'm not taking this script unless I get a flat top at some point in the movie. He's like, whether it's under my cowboy hat or if we have to jump in time 80 years, I need a flat top and a cowboy hat. Same movie.
Doing a little Wild Wild West. But
great movie.
So I got to be honest with you. I don't like movies anymore, like of any size. Like I could go back and watch an old movie, a new movie, every movie. I'm just like,
Smashing Machine was terrible too. It didn't deserve shit. It didn't even deserve to get nominated.
And like, even a movie like I'll see a trailer for a movie and I'm like, oh, that maybe will be a good movie. Marty Supreme. It's like, oh, maybe that'll be entertaining. One battle after another. Like I see these and I'm like, oh, like Leo, like, yeah, like maybe I'll watch that. And then before I can even get to it, I've already stopped caring. And my wife's always trying to get me to watch movies, and she'll make me watch movies she's seen before. And I'm like, this is a waste of our time. We could be watching Brendan Schaub-based content, or watch my guy on YouTube fix his bowling alley, or watch Scuffed Realtor for 4 hours, watch Nick Rochford review houses for 4 hours. Like,
I mean, how can you watch anything but Fish Tank at this time?
Fish Tank. I mean, that's like, there's no, like, the content I want to watch, I'm like, it's all bespoke content for me and me alone. And my wife just doesn't get, she's like, let's watch Con Air, like from the 80s, or like, let's watch, like, I don't know, like, and it's always a good idea. Like, she'll throw like a Chris Tucker movie, like Money Talks, Charlie Sheen, Chris Tucker, like, good movie. But it's like,
careful.
Why? Epstein?
Careful.
Separate the art from the artist. Separate the art from the artist. Like, we watched Rush Hour 1, Rush Hour 2 together like 3 times in the last like 2 years. And,
Don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Die Hard, like watched Die Hard like 2 or 3 times in the last like 4 years. Like gone back and watched like Die Hard 1, you know. And I'm like, yeah, I like these movies, but I'm also in my head, I'm always just like, I've seen it before, and I don't want to spend my time watching something I've seen before, and
I don't want to take a chance.
I don't want to take a chance. And like I've taken.
I can't watch any of those shit movies. Like, you know, I watched Hot Rod recently, and even that, like Hot Rod, one of the funniest movies growing up. Like I got like halfway through, and I was thrown.
I get it. I remember. Yeah, I get it. It's fun. Like the new movie with Theo Vaughn, David Spade, Tim Dillon's in it, Bus Boys. And their whole thing is like, we're making movies like they used to be made, and it's going to be actually a funny comedy movie.
The 40 Bus Boy?
But it's like, and I'm just like, yeah, but like, what am I going to get out of it? Like, am I really going to sit down for 2 hours and digest like Happy Gilmore 2, right? I tried. I used to love Happy Gilmore. I throw it on, and I'm just like, I don't. It's not the same. I don't need it. I don't buy it. Like, it's nonsensical. The first one was nonsensical, but set in reality. This one, it's like John Daly just lives at his house. Yeah. It's like John Daly just lives at Happy Gilmore's house. Like, that's part of the movie, and his wife dies from a golf ball that it's like I really got 15 minutes into it, and I'm like, all right, another Adam Sandler project where he pigeonholes his fucking daughter and wife into it, and like nobody, you know, everybody's diluting and cheapening all the products in front of me. Like, I'll give you Star Wars. My name's Luke. I obviously fucking liked Star Wars as a kid. They ruined Star Wars when The Force Awakens. They had that Kylo Ren guy.
But Luke, did you know?
Let me finish.
The guy who made Star Wars,
George Lucas.
If you can communicate this product, you can make money off the product.
Well, my point is that, you know, they made one of the more beloved characters, Han Solo, get killed by his own son, and then tried to make his son a redemption figure of somebody that now you like and like support. It's like you ruin that chance when he killed Han Solo in the first movie. We're never gonna like him. We hate him. He can't become one of the good guys now. Okay, he killed his own dad, Han Solo, the coolest guy. So they ruined Star Wars. Then they put out the new Matrix. I go, I don't even need to. I know where this is headed. I'm not even gonna watch it. Didn't watch it. Survivor season 50. They got the fucking Billie Eilish boomerang idol floating around now. They got 2 Billie Eilish boomerang idols floating around.
Jimmy Fallon idol, apparently.
I didn't see that yet. They have 2 Billie Eilish. So now I'm sitting here, you know, and I'm at a bar and I'm talking game with somebody else who's a Survivor aficionado like myself who knows ball. And they go like, what would you do? Like, what would you have done in this situation? What would you do if you were on Survivor? Now I have to be like, well, hold on. Are we talking classic Survivor? For example, how many Billie Eilish boomerang idols are floating around?
There has to be 2.
That's going to influence my gameplay.
There has to be 2 if it's named after Billie Eilish. Come on.
In this scenario, did I find a Billie Eilish boomerang idol? Like, I need to know these facts about my how you're setting up the game to know if like I'm gonna, you know, what my strategy is. Like, Ozzy has a Billie Eilish boomerang idol. He has an extra vote. Guy on another tribe has no vote. Guy on another tribe has a different kind of advantage. And it's like, this is too much to keep track of. This is way too much to keep track of.
But if I was ever a rich man, I would literally reach out to Jeff Probst immediately and be like, how can I sponsor this idol and name it after me?
Oh, I mean,
can it look like me? Can it look like me? It doesn't even have to be called the Euro Wonder King idol. It just has to have me with 2 heavy knockers. Maybe, but no.
That's probably why Alex hated it. I mean, but the ruining, like, I'm 30 something and I have to feel like a 75-year-old man because everything that I grew up liking is already different and not for me. Like, they're like, this is not for you. Like, UFC. Okay. Follow me here. UFC bought out, owned, conglomeration, merged, TKO. WWE, UFC, TKO, president of TKO, former president of Six Flags, appointed by, you guys got to watch Luke Thomas break this down. Former president of Six Flags, not a fight guy, not a Dana White fight guy, right? And the UFC, the BMF fight was like their biggest ever streamed UFC event. It like topped out with 3.2 million viewers, right? And so nothing we say is going to change what they're doing, because they're going to tell us, hey, dumbass, we are doing better than ever. What are you talking about? More people are watching this than ever. So we're not failing. We're succeeding beyond all expectation, right? But it's not for me anymore. They're not doing it for me. They're not making the fights for me. And they're not putting on Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz 3. They're not putting on John Jones versus Alex Pereira. They're not putting on the fights that somebody like me would get excited about. They're instead trying to Pizza Hut it, right? We talked about this, right? We actually talked about this. They're Pizza Hutting it. Yeah. So, and think about the WWE. What does everybody say about the WWE? They're like, yeah, nah, I mean, it's just not like it was when I was younger. Like The Rock, Stone Cold, The Undertaker, like even like kids nowadays, like they don't stick around for it as much, and they don't care if you do, because they're just focusing on a younger and younger audience, because the generation behind us is bigger than the generation we're in. There's more of them. There's more people, and they can just count on us. They're like, hey, if you don't like this, we want you to exit stage left because you're not good for business. We're not gonna cater to the MMA guru and to Ariel, like to like the people who like have been a part of the sport for this long time, because we either already got you or we're going to lose you eventually, because you're going to either get older and age out of it. Like, it's almost like they're like, yes, age out of this. Like, we're making this for kids now. Like, we're making it for the youth. And
I got to sit here and watch JC versus Super Hot Fire. You know what I mean? Like that's what I got to go to for a little heat and some action. You know what I mean?
And even, I mean, all that's like, not even,
and it's just poor. It's piss poor. Both of them are fat, disgusting, don't know how to fight, but at least there's some marketing behind it.
Yeah, it's
there's a press conference, there's a face-to-face, there's this, there's that. But you expect me to watch?
It's low cal. It's drinking your calories. You know what I mean? It's like sugary food. It's not like it was.
Hold on. Drinking your calories is the best thing you can do.
No, don't drink your calories, they say.
Well,
so we should expect SpongeBob and the Friends or the Simpsons appear in a UFC event on Disney Channel Monday Night Football. No, I mean,
eventually, I'd imagine that they're going to have a non-gore version where you're watching Patrick Starr fight Timmy Turner so you can have your kids watch it. I mean, I don't know.
No, I think it's just like no one's bigger than the brand mentality, right? Like, I mean, Luke Thomas said it best. He said, their best combatant of all time, John Jones, look at how they're showing him the door. What is going to motivate a young athlete to get involved in this? He's like, it's going to get to a place where you
biggest star and biggest fighter ever, like the greatest fighter of all time, and then the biggest star that they've ever had are having a hard time getting in line, rowing in the same direction as this conglomerate now. Exactly.
It's almost like yeah, it's penny wise and dollar ignorant, because the money's going somewhere, and if
they all float down there,
yeah, they're spending $60 million on the White House card, and it's like there's a lot of money floating around. Like,
so you're spending all this money on a card that has honestly underwhelmed fans. For me, myself, I'm pretty excited about the card.
Yeah,
but what do you think? We just want to see the fucking White House in the background? Like, we want to see sick-ass fights. We were told this would be the greatest experience in UFC history, and not that it was just another spectacle event. Oh, the UFC doesn't do spectacles, but, we made it a point to have A lackluster card for the Dio de los Muertos card,
The Sphere.
the Spear. And then now this is another lackluster card when we were promised the world. We were promised the world for both of these cards when only the people who are there, which are Zark Fuckerberg and all these other losers that are going to be sitting front row, are the only people who are going to enjoy this experience. Guess what? You could fight in front of a black wall for all I care. Pump in the crowd noise. If you have good fights, you remember when DC fought Stipe Miocic in the Apex? That was still fucking sick. Like,
and it even took me a minute to think, like, well, wait, what was the debut card on Paramount? Patty versus Justin. Like, it took me a minute to think of it. Like, I wasn't like, well, of course it was who was the first fight on ESPN? Was it Ferguson Gaethje? No. It
no,
was,
I don't think so.
Kevin Lee versus
That was COVID,
Charles Oliveira.
potentially.
No, Henry Cejudo. It was Henry Cejudo versus TJ Dillashaw.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
But I don't know. I mean, I think what's happening is it's just like a churn them out, puppy mill mentality. The more like who's making the money on that card is Pereira. Like Pereira's happy. They pay him $3 million. He's through the moon. You know what I mean?
Just signed an 8-fight contract.
Cyril Gane's probably getting 800 and 800. Like, you know what I mean?
Cyril Gane doesn't even understand what they're saying. I'm convinced. He says, silence, Paul.
O'Malley's probably getting 1 million. You know what I mean? Like, if that. Gaethje and Topuria.
I think it was Ariel who asked.
Topuria's probably getting 3. Gaethje's probably getting 1.5. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I've successfully accounted for like 10 million of that 60 going to the fighters, maybe.
If I'm not mistaken, Ariel asked, he was like, on such a short notice and all this and all that, like, you should be expecting a big paycheck. And O'Malley was like, we haven't talked about that yet, but, Tim's taking good care of us. Hey, Luke, what, you been working out today? That's my Tim Welsh. Hey, what have you been eating lately, brother?
I mean, I can't imagine that on a card like this, they probably all would take less to be on the card. Like,
which you would have thought you would have got better fights in that scenario.
It's called supply and demand. Okay, they have unlimited supply for who they can choose for the fights.
The new report is that Donald Trump specifically asked for Kyle Daukaus.
Or I should say they have unlimited demand for the fighters that want to be a part of this.
Kyle Daukaus is from my area. I didn't request Kyle Daukaus. You're trying to convince me that Donald J. Trump requested Kyle Daukaus now?
You know why?
You know
why he did? You know why he did? Because Bo Nickel and him were golfing, and Bo Nickel put it in his ear to request for Kyle Daukaus because he goes, "That's what I want to fight." A guy who will willingly lay on his back while I elbow the fuck out of him. Mark my words, that fight ends with Bo Nickel elbowing him on from his full guard. All right, we got to get going on this card. So, exactly, Luke. You always throw out Trump trigger words. What's that mean?
He heard that you were lib at the beginning of the show, that you woke up.
I'm triggered. As it, not gonna work here. All right. Next, what did we? I picked Kieta. Did you pick Nathaniel Wood?
Of course.
Nathaniel Wood. Nate Wood. Nate called him Wood. And I'm going with Kieta. To go in there looking like my man JJ.
JV, that was the report that Trump specifically asked for Kyle Daukaus. I saw a report. I don't know how true it is, but I get caught up in clickbait regularly when it comes to MMA.
I actually was fooled pretty deeply today by fake news, and
what was it?
It was that I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. But because it'll tip my hand. It'll tip my hand that I'm not really a lib. You know what I mean? If I tell you what news I saw that got me riled up, it'll tip my hand. And I'm trying to be a new lib. Okay, I'm trying to be a lib now, so I can't tell you. I'm trying. trying to cleanse myself of conservative views so I can become a liberal. We're trying it on, guys. We're trying it on. It's a new jacket. We're just gonna try it on. See what we get.
He went to the ISIS leaders ceremony that they had in New York last week, and the
No, I
changes.
did not. No, I did not. Hey, look, I'm a I'm a classical liberal. All right, next we got Mason Jones taking on Axel Sola. Axel Sola making his not his debut. He knocked out Reese McKee 6 months ago. Why don't I remember that at all? 6 months ago.
It was in the third round, and Reese McKee was kind of actually doing well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, this is interesting. It's a pretty closely lined fight. Mason Jones looked really, really good. You know, I mean, he finished Blagioki pretty effortlessly, cut through him, took him down, got on top, elbowed him. These guys are pretty evenly matched, except Axel Sosa is going to be, 3 or 4 inches taller than him. He's a true 170 pounder. This fight's taking place at 155. Well, not true. Axel Sola fought his last fight at 170, coming down now to 155. I'm going to go with Mason Jones. I think his grappling, it's really, really hard to forgive him for. Did he lose to who? Mason Jones did not lose to Neil Magny by choke in the third round. Who was that?
It's a different weight class. He lost to Mike Davis. Shout out to Mike.
I'm not worried
Davis.
about that. I'm not worried about that. I'm thinking who had a really good fight against Neil Magny and then blew it in the third round. Not Mike Malott.
Play the drop. I'll look it up.
And why did I think it was Mason Jones?
Play the drop.
Dude, I can't fucking find it.
Neil Magny matters.
See what happens. Remember when I used to steer the boat when Luke was in Hawaii and it was just me and Dan? How quick things would come up. How quickly, they say Jamie is the best in the biz, but I don't think so. Neil Magny, he choked out Jake Matthews. Is that what you're thinking of?
Celtic kid, yeah. Him and Mason Jones are the same fucking guy in my mind. Jake Matthews, Neil Magny, or Mason Jones, Jake Matthews might as well be the same fucking guy. They're not.
Virtually identical.
Where I'm sitting here, I almost said Mason Jones ever since he converted to Islam. That was Jake Matthews. That was not Mason Jones. So I mix them up. I mix up their lives. I mix up who they are. So, yeah, I'm going Mason Jones, though. Grappling, I think, will be the way to stifle the Frenchman's onslaught. Axel Sola, to me, he's knockout or bust. He's fighting a very savvy guy who says got a lot more fights and a lot better caliber of opponent than him.
JV, what do you mean Biden internet? I should be coming crystal clear, 1080p, baby.
Oh, he said that he can't tell AI pictures anymore. It's getting bad soon. I can tell AI pictures, but when somebody makes it look like it's an article and puts an exact quote of a politician and says, this is what this guy said, I usually just take it at face value. And then I took that, I ran that through ChatGPT, and it was like, no, he never said that.
Dan and I were part of some of the first 2 deepfakes of all time, us and MMA Lock of the Night.
So
Alex Goombas attacking us.
All right, so you got Mason Jones as well.
Mason Jones, Alex Goombas is a pussy. Hate him. Come and get me.
Curtis Campbell, the Pink Panther, coming off a win on the Contender Series 5 months ago. KO. He is taking on Danny Silva, coming off that loss to Kevin Vallejos by decision. Before that, split decision win against Quiblau and Almeida. Danny Silva, again, he doesn't train with Bryce Mitchell. Who am I thinking? Downtown Danny Brown, TJ Brown, downtown. Again, I'm looking at Danny Silva.
Danny Brown's a rapper, in fact.
I'm going, I don't like this guy. He's a fuckhead. And then I'm like, no, that's TJ Brown I'm thinking of. That's not Danny Silva. I don't know, man. Like, look, Danny Silva, 12 fights, lost to Kevin Vallejos. We saw how fucking good he is. Didn't get knocked out by him. He's the right kind of 6 years older, under 30, but 6 years older than this kid, who's coming in here as a favorite off the Contender Series. I kind of want to pick Danny Brown here as plus 145 underdog. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about Curtis Campbell. He's got a cool name, the Pink Panther as well. He's got really, really thick lenses on those glasses. I don't know if you pulled up his Tapology picture. Super thick lenses. You can see it in his eyes that he can't see anything. Danny Brown Silva, good fighter. He only lost to Kevin Vallejos, beat Josh Cooley, beat Lucas Almeida. He's a split decision machine. I just don't think he's going to land the damage. And, you get a rompous England crowd out there. It's easy to sway in the Englishman's direction here. Pink Panther, great movie as well. Give me Curtis Campbell. I'm not that confident in Danny Brown, especially after his verse on One Train by A$AP Rocky. But give me Curtis Campbell.
I'm going to, all right, yeah. So I'm taking Danny Silva. Next, we got Roman Dolideze versus CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan. Roman Dolideze is somebody who I have a hard time with, right? Because in the inner circle of fighters, a lot of fighters really don't think highly of him. They say he sucks. They're like, yeah, I mean, it's Roman Dolideze, so that there's that. But then he's got some pretty good performances. And seems
you lost to Roman Dolideze.
Yeah, like
said Michael Bisping to Anthony Smith.
Like a lot of people were like, bro, you can't to Smith. They were like, you can't be Roman Dolideze. Like, I'm like, well, I thought it was pretty open and shut that Roman was going to beat him. So I just look at this fight and I go, Roman Dolideze there's two things I really don't like about him coming into this fight. One, 37 years old, almost 38. Okay. That's almost 8 years older than his opponent, who's 30. His opponent also has got 3 inches of reach on him. But the thing I like the least is that he's coming off that beatdown by Anthony Hernandez. Now, Sean Strickland, I believe, or somebody said Roman Dolideze was injured for that fight. But we know when Anthony Hernandez does that to people like Michelle Pereira, they like don't respond well in their next fight. You know what I mean? It like zaps them. Like, so I feel like injured or not, that was a beatdown by Hernandez and a demoralizing defeat. And if you were injured, you're injured worse after that fight. And then you're getting back to training when I just think he's coming into this fight not much better than we saw him against Hernandez 7 months later at 37 years old. And I think CLD is on such a fucking sick knockout streak with the spinning back elbow, the spinning back fist. Dolideze, he's Georgian, tough as a motherfucker, not hard to knock out. But I could see him kind of being too boxy, too plodding, too slow to stop some of the more dynamic striking attacks of Duncan. I don't think Duncan puts him out clean, but I could see him connecting, sitting him on his butt against the cage and just following up with some shots that the ref pulls him off from. So give me CLD by TKO. KO for DLC, says Justin.
I love DLC. Any game that adds some DLC, I love. But I'll go with CLD on this one. Give me Christian Leroy Duncan. I don't think that Roman Dolidze has like the gas tank for some of these fights. On top of that, I just think CLD is just going to stick and move. He's not afraid to make it a boring fight. And he's not going to fall into some of the traps that Dolidze has. You look at Christian Leroy Duncan, he's lost to a couple of the same guys. Petrosian and Rodriguez. I thought that was a Mavov and Rodriguez. Yeah, I mean, now that I'm looking at it, I believe you. Roman Dolidze might win this fight. I mean,
I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I said he's 38. He got destroyed by Hernandez, and guys coming off those kind of demoralizing defeats to Anthony Hernandez don't really respond well a lot of the time. They come out worse, like Michel Pereira. And he's 37. He's kind of boxy. He's kind of plodding. He plants his feet. If he's going to be planting and going for takedowns, I think that knee's right up there, up the middle for CLD, or some of those crazy elbows. I think he doesn't put him out cold, but I think he cracks him, clips him, wobbles him, and then starts pounding on him against the cage where the ref pulls him off. And Roman's kind of like, what the fuck? I don't know. But I could see a CLD boring decision where he just kind of jabs him and peppers him around, kind of like the Marvin Vettori fight that Dolidze had, So, yeah, I think CLD by KO or decision is the move.
Roman Dolidze. Roman Dolidze. The only guys he lost to were Hernandez, who was in a title eliminator not too long ago. Amavov, who was the guy who everybody thought was getting the title shot before Sean Strickland came into the picture. Marvin Vettori, multiple-time title challenger, great fighter. And that loss he revenged against Marvin Vettori. Give me Roman Dolidze.
All right. I'm going to use the restroom. Take everybody through Iwan Baranuski versus Austin Lane. I'll just say 27-year-old Iwan Baranuski took on Ivo Aslan. I believe I took Iwo Baranuski, and he finished him in the first round. I think I even bet him to knock him out in the first round. Crazy fucking fight. Those guys, if you watched it, Ibo cracked him. He cracked Ibo. Absolute barn burner. They both almost knocked each other out in that fight. But now he's taking on Austin Lane. I think this is a big-time cool-off fight for Iwo Baranuski. Austin Lane, 13-7, almost 40 years old, 38, coming off a football career, 10th Planet Jacksonville guy. I know he was going to beat Justin Tafa that night that he had the no contest in Jacksonville. I know he was going to beat him that night. Turned around and lost to him when they rematched, but he would have beaten him that night for sure. Most impressive performance of Austin Lane's career was definitely against Rubelis Despanje, because he proved, hey, mixed martial arts, I can go in here, I can wrestle a guy who's got the advantage on the feet. And he did win a boring decision against Rubelis Despanje, but impressive, to me, to be able to do that and to have the cognizance to go, I'm getting fucking knocked out. I got to preserve my fucking brain. But since then, he's been knocked out twice, right? So 4 knockouts in his last 5 fights. I think Iwo Baranuski knocks him the fuck out, and it'll be the end of his career. No offense. Love you, Austin Lane. Go Jags. Duval.
Yeah, he's been finishing every single one of the fights he's lost. And I think Iwan is going to be faster. He might not have the size. He might not have the length. But he's going to have what they call a young man's skill and evading the big meaty hooks. Give me Iwan Baranuski. I think he gets this done. I think he runs around. I don't like his nickname though, Rudy. I love his flag. You guys know nobody loves the Polish people more than Luke and I. We supported the Polish during this whole Ukraine stuff. We sent them some boxing gloves and whatnot. I love Poland. Poland is one of the best countries in the world. I'm going with Iwo, but I hate his nickname, Rudy. Rudy was a whole movie based on fallacy. I mean, if you've ever seen Joe Montana, who was the quarterback of that team, talk about this, he says, Rudy never even did shit. Rudy was a bitch. Nobody put their fucking jerseys on the desk. Nobody said they were quitting if Rudy wasn't coming along. And on top of that, he was offside on that one play that he actually did well on. So fuck Rudy, but I'm going with Iwo. Next up, we got Michael Venom Page versus Sam Patterson. I'm going with MVP here. I think he is pissed. He might be old, but you got to think where the same way we were talking about Austin Lane being what's CTE. He has all the CTE in the world. He has played football. for many, many years, played it at a professional level. Then every single fight that he loses, he gets knocked out. Where Michael Venom Page, sure, he's been knocked out a couple times, but if you look at this guy, he doesn't get hit ever. Like the one time he got hit is a meme, but every other time he's coming out scot-free. Sure, he lost to Mike Perry. Sure, he lost to Ian Machado Gary. That was bullshit. Ian Machado, pussy bull crap. Michael Venom Page should have won the first 2 rounds, even with the takedowns of Ian Gary. Give me Michael Venom Page. I think Sam Patterson, long neck. He should be long neck. I think he's up next on Matan's podcast. Long neck Sam Patterson. Nah. Give me Michael Venom Page. He's going to get a clean knockout. He's been being disrespected by the UFC. He's been being disrespected by everybody. He should be top 10 in 2 different weight classes right now, and they're giving him fucking Sam Patterson, 37. Fuck that. Give me Michael Venom Page.
Who would we rather have seen MVP fight? Serious question.
I didn't say it was
Serious
trash. I was just saying it's not real. It's
Look,
not real, Justin.
I mean, he's not getting a top 20 opponent in Sam Patterson, but who, like, okay, for example, in the weight class, right? Who does MVP? Who do we get him to fight?
Well, since
Carlos
he's
Pratis?
top 10 in both weight classes, right? Since he could be top 10 in both weight classes, he should have fought Israel Adesanya, but I don't think he wants to do that. I think that they're friends or something like that.
Exactly.
But you know what? Speaking of which, did you watch
No, I actually have to
Aljamain Sterling on Ariel Helwani 2 weeks ago?
No.
He's sitting here complaining about the guy he's about to fight.
He has a right to complain.
And but Luke, he sits here and says, me and him are friends. He said, me and Brian Ortega are friends. Who aren't you friends with? Because you wouldn't fight Merab because you guys are best fucking friends. You guys train together. All these other guys, why are you friends with them?
And it's across 2 weight classes. So MVP is ranked 13, and below him is Colby Covington and Daniel Rodriguez. Above him is Uros Medic. That'd be a sick fight, but kind of like, I don't think MVP. I think MVP is probably like, well, I mean,
Gilbert
the real fight that they would have never made, that they should have fucking made, this would have been the co-main event. It's Leon Edwards versus MVP. That's the fucking fight all along.
Everybody has always wanted that fight, and they said they would fight each other. They do not like each other, apparently.
They will fight each other.
Yes. So you got MVP
don't like
versus
each
Leon
other.
Edwards, or MVP versus Joaquin Buckley, or Bonfim.
I mean, if Michael Venom Page wins this fight, granted, he's still got Medic, Burns. How the fuck is Gilbert Burns ahead of him in the rankings, by the way?
But Luke, this fight's at middleweight.
This fight is at middleweight?
I think so.
No, Patterson's a welterweight.
Oh, true. Sorry.
MVP's a welterweight.
He's fought both.
Well, I'm just saying that if MVP wins, he needs to call out Leon Edwards. But the problem is, when are we going back to London? It's like, now you got to wait, It's like that fight, that should be on this card. Leon Edwards versus fucking MVP in London. I don't know.
I can't see him move, Justin. Like that's the best kept secret is Luke's internet and frame rate is so bad that it's like playing with Counter-Strike with somebody in Russia. Like I can't see him move. I can't see anything on his end. I'm sure I'm coming in all pixelated just based on his bullshit that he's got going on.
Okay. So listen. No, I don't know. Okay, so listen. Don't get distracted by the comments, Alex. Okay. Sam Patterson has 4 first-round knockouts since he got knocked out by Yanel Ajmus. I think we all kind of forgot about him when he lost to Red Fox. That was back in 2023. I think that that was 3 years ago. Since then, knockout in the first round, knockout in the first round, knockout in the first round, knockout in the first round. He knocked out Danny Barlow. He knocked out Trey the Truth, right? Waters. Danny left-handed god Barlow. He knocked
Trey named the Waters.
Yeah. So it's like I kind of think he gets the jump on MVP's old ass. A lot of tape on MVP. A lot of study to be done on MVP. I don't think they're putting him. I don't know. They're giving him a guy with 4 first-round knockouts. This is a good fight. It is an exciting fight. You know, it's better for Patterson than it is for Page. But they have Page in check. They have him in check. He's 38. It's a London card. Ain't getting any younger. Wants to fight. Wants to be active. But I think Sam Patterson gets the jump on him. I don't want this to be the case. I love MVP. I love the way he fights. I love his style. He's only been knocked out once by Douglas Lima. But think about the end of Wonder Boy's career. Think about when guys like Anthony Pettis were able to catch him just based off of speed, athleticism, like not giving a fuck, going in.
It's younger man skill, though, Luke.
Less potency. That's not younger man's skill. It's younger man's I don't give a fuck, and I'm just going to eat one and see what happens. Like, all he has to do is not be afraid of MVP.
Lighter man skill, not younger man skill.
When your whole style is based on reflexes and movement and you're 38, I'm just saying, every time we see you, it's going to be a little bit diminished. I hope it's not the case, but I'm going with Sam Patterson.
But here's the thing. Like, Wonder Boy got rocked by a bunch of guys, right? Like, the only time we've seen MVP rocked was against Douglas Lima. Maybe once against Mike Perry in a boxing match.
He got hit a lot. He got hit a lot by Mike Perry.
But it didn't phase him. Like, it wasn't like one of those wobbly, like it wasn't one of those hits that sends you away. It was just like, okay, yeah, you caught me. Michael Venom Page never gets hit. You have to hit him to knock him out.
Izzy got dropped by Sean Strickland. Rocked by Sean Strickland.
Worse than Michael Venom Page. Worse.
Izzy is not worse.
Objectively worse than Michael Venom Page when it comes to striking.
Dropped and knocked out by Nasruddin Imavov. Okay. The theme is Izzy's getting older, and again, depends on reflexes.
God forbid, Goddard is the ref. God forbid Goddard's the ref for that one.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be like, I wanted to protect my mate, like one of those things.
All right, I'm taking an underdog, Sam Patterson. I got to kill my darling Michael Page. I'm sorry, Michael, but nobody can make it through the Van Allen age belt that I've built around my firmament. Nobody can, not even Michael Page, can make it through the Van Allen radiation belt of my firmament that discriminates against age when it comes to fighting. Next, we got Luke Riley versus Michael as well. Michael as well, Jr.
Oh, so Michael to Michael as well?
Michael, Venom Page to Michael as well. Michael as well, coming off the knockout of Lucas Almeida. Before that, he got a decision loss to Balaji Oki. Luke Riley coming off a very impressive knockout of Bogdan Grad in a scrappy fight where he took some shots and gave some right back. Luke Riley does train with Paddy the Baddy. He is undefeated. He's all piss and vinegar, 26 years old.
He's handsome.
The most kissable cutie pie. I'm going with him. I'm definitely going with him. And, it's too expensive. Minus 230 is too expensive. Michael as well. Lost a split decision to Bogdan Grad, but it was a fucking blood and guts war. Like, him and Bogdan Grad went to war. Luke almost had to go to a fucking war with Bogdan Grad. Like, he really did. Like, he almost had to do the team, but he was able to finish him. Common opponent. That's where I'll lean. One guy's undefeated. Same age. I go with
Homeboy has a loss to Valder Vallely, Luke.
Yeah. I go with the speed and the confidence of Luke Riley to get this done. But the problem is I don't know that he can knock him out.
He can, and he can sub him too. That's the difference. He's got Michael as well.
He's Texas tough.
Yeah, I mean,
you're losing. I can see Luke Riley getting the back for like 2 minutes in 2 rounds, and that's how this fight is won.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Luke Riley wins this
Although
fight.
Michael
Luke
has well,
Riley,
no submission losses, no knockout losses.
Luke Riley is my North Star. B. Come on. Like I love Luke Riley. No, I showed you Luke Riley. you want to tell me I showed you Luke Riley?
Yeah.
Luke Riley's amazing. He's gonna win this fight. All of Michael Aswell's wins have aged poorly. All of his losses have also aged poorly. Valir de Valeli, Bogdan Grad, Bolgi Oki. None of those are good losses.
They both got a contract after the Bogdan Grad split decision loss. It was a close fight. Like a lot of people, Michael Aswell's goddamn tough.
He didn't get a contract. He got called in on short notice after he won in Fury FC, Luke.
Dude, this could be like Patty versus Justin. It really could. It could be. It could be like Cameron Simon, or not Cameron Simon. What's the kid from South Africa? Cameron Simon.
Cameron Simon. Not Cameron Simon, but Cameron Simon.
Well, when I said Simon, I said it and like the word that came out was Simon. I was like, no, not that. And then I was like, oh, it's Simon. Saiman.
Yes. You read it.
I like said it, but like I could read it as anyway. So look, I might have to switch my pick. I'm going with Michael as well.
You are mental.
I don't like it, but I can kind of see him just breaking this kid. But like Patty got broken by Justin a little bit, like Cameron Simon got his ass kicked.
You're crazy. Luke Riley by finish. Michael Aswell is getting fucking torched in this fight. There's no chance Michael Aswell wins this. Put this on my fucking tombstone. Like, there's no way Luke Riley loses to Michael Aswell. The guys he lost to, one of them, the only guy that we ever know that he has beaten in Yader Yala Dalali, he fucking only won one fight that a guy had, gambling implications around. Okay? There's 0% chance that Michael Aswell wins this fight. Give me Luke Riley. Luke Riley's nasty. Luke Riley has the gift for the gab. He's going to come out there. He's going to destroy this foo.
All right. Well, I like it. We're on a lot of where it matters. We're on some hard lines. Like I'm being a little crazy, but it's a crazy sport.
Okay. And I'm about to get crazy. Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy. I personally think Lerone Murphy has amazing takedown defense. I think that he's a guy who can stay on his feet quite a bit. And where I do also believe Aljamain Sterling beat Movsar Evloev in that fight that he last had. What was that, fucking 2 years ago? How old's Baby Ryan now? The fact that that's the last time we've seen Movsar Evloev even put on a pair of trunks to even get a fucking booking. This pussy Movsar Evloev, chicken-jawed little rat. He had to pull out. Against Aaron Pico. You know who filled in? Luke? Lerone Murphy. Yeah. Lerone Murphy filled in for him. And Lerone Murphy put Aaron Pico. And granted, Aaron Pico is one of the dumbest guys to ever live. Like,
oh, don't kick him while he's down. Aaron Pico.
I'm going to throw him a kick or two. Aaron Pico was a guy that when I was in high school, I watched every one of his wrestling matches. He was the number one wrestler in the world when we were in high school. And I sat here and I was like, oh, this guy is so nasty. He's either going to win the Olympics or win a UFC title. And then all he does is sit there with his golden gloves and getting his chin rocked like a fucking idiot. Okay? He's one of the best wrestlers in high school wrestling to ever live. And all he does is sit there and get bloodthirsty like he's Chuck Little and oh, knocked out. Boom. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And Movsar Evloev was afraid of him because he knew Aaron Pico would neutralize that. You know who else neutralizes wrestling? Fucking Leon the Miracle Murphy. I'm going with Leon Murphy on this one. I think that this is an open and shut case. You're giving me Leron Murphy at plus 230 odds against a pussy like Evloev, who couldn't even fight little tiny baby Aaron Pico. Y'all are crazy. Give me Leron Murphy. Leron Murphy is going to win. Leron Murphy is probably going to finish this chicken-jawed little pussy. Give me Leron Murphy.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Pico, even though he's not in this fight, I remember that first 0-0 performance where he, fought in Bellator, 0-0, loses in 24 seconds. First round to Zach Freeman. Goes on a 4-fight first round knockout streak in Bellator. It's
because he had Freddie Roach glitching in his corner.
But then, they give him 4 fights in a row. He gets 4 first round knockouts. And then he gets knocked out twice in a row. Then, finish streak again, all the way 4-fight finish streak, decision win, third round knockout against Adil E. Edwards. Shoulder injury happens, goes on a win streak again, gets the win back against Henry Corrales, who knocks him out, and then gets in the UFC. And then,
Corrales.
So despite having 5 finish losses, 3 knockouts, 3 like true KOs. Leron Murphy looked amazing in that fight with Leron Murphy, and Leron Murphy fucking finished him. I think that the fights that Movsar has won, the fights that Movsar Evloev has won, I'm not that impressed. He beat Aljamain Sterling. I thought Aljamain Sterling won that fight. He beat Arnold Allen. He beat Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez had a great first round in that fight, an amazing first round. Almost like, or was it that he fought better later in the fight? I can't remember if I'm thinking of
Diego. He fought better later in Lopez.
Yeah, no, I'm not. He got his ass kicked. Yeah, Diego had Diego's back the whole first round. I think something. I'm thinking of another. I'm thinking of Elvis Brenner when he fought. Who did he fight? Another tough Russian guy. Either way, where he like dominated the first round, like came out and just like I think won that fight too. But either way, yeah, this guy's Evloev decision machine. Never has had a finish in the UFC. 9 wins, all by decision. I don't think that he's going to be able to make this a 5-round boring fight where he dominates Murphy like Max Holloway got dominated. So I'm taking Murphy. Crazy that he's a plus 220 underdog. American top team versus Manchester top team is how they're going to build this, but it's it's Murphy for me. Great matchup, great fight.
It's Murphy holding down the lines in his RuneScape server, my guy.
I mean, this is really this is the title fight to me. Like, yeah, Volk has the title, but this is, Volk has the title because Ilya left. Volk has the title because he fought Diego Lopez twice. Like, this is the fucking actual title fight. Movsar has a win over Diego Lopez. They're both undefeated.
Could make a new belt for this, Luke, and we could call it the RMF, the realest motherfucker belt, and throw that on the line because
it's the top team belt for sure. But what they are doing, these Russians like Ankalaev, okay, I mean, I don't know.
Go to Willie C. Willie C hasn't had one up yet.
Pico was getting takedowns at will on Murphy. Do the boys think Evloev can't get him down? But Murphy got up.
It was 1 round. If you're getting takedowns on will at somebody, that means you take them down, hold them down for 4 minutes, and win a round. Okay? This isn't freestyle wrestling bullshit. Okay? This is folk style. You got to keep them on the ground. Okay? Yeah. The takedowns that lead to the person getting up immediately mean absolute dick in MMA.
These days, by the judging criteria. So, yeah, I just don't think
in general, it doesn't matter if the guy keeps getting up. Like, you haven't done shit.
Yeah, I just don't think Evloev can hold Murphy down for 5 rounds. It's a 5-round fight. Has Evloev even fought a 5-round fight? No, not in the UFC. So all these decisions he's won are 3-round fights. He's never, had to do it in rounds 4 and rounds 5. All Murphy needs to really do, once they get slippery and Evloev gets a little bit tired from the
Even
takedown,
fought in damn near 2 years, Luke.
hasn't even fought in 2 years. And let's say he goes out there and can get Murphy down in round 1. I bet Murphy makes him work for it. I don't think it's going to be like Charles taking down Max and holding him down for the whole round. I think it's going to be that takedown attempt doesn't even happen for 2 minutes because of how Murphy's fighting. And then when it does happen, it's a lot of like Murphy's boxing his ears while he's digging under hooks, and Murphy like getting out or maybe getting dragged down, but not
longer and thicker legs, curling the toes into the side of the cage, doing the Anderson Silva method. That's Lerone Murphy 101.
And he's just strong. So like even if can get him down, even if Murphy was just using like muscle to defend, it's going to take a lot of energy for Evloev to do that. And his only path here, in my opinion, is if he can do that successfully 5 times. And if Murphy, if the first round's a feeling out process and there's no takedown attempt from Evloev, Murphy edges him on the striking scorecards. Now we're up 1 round. Now we just got to win 2 more. So
Verhoofty coming in the chat. Let's
Verhoofty, you got a question, my guy.
You're late this week, motherfucker.
We are a day late. I expected a late. We're going up against night 1 of March Madness. We're a day late. It's a sleepy daytime London card, but with a great main event and a lot of really great fights. Like I'd say the fights I'm looking forward to the most, obviously the main event, obviously MVP.
Luke Riley.
But yeah, Luke Riley is going to be exciting to watch. But then you just
Nate
look at
Wood.
like the implications of this card. It's just a lot of, it's London. They love it to get the London people drinking and throwing their fucking drinks up in the air. And they're finally giving them a card that's at an appropriate timeline for them. They want this bitch rocking. And I think Shamrock, the Pericic Sutherland fight, the Mantis Tricoli fight, the Pinto Felipe Franco fight, all these can end in knockout. Kieta Wood could be a knockout.
It's always lit when they go to England. It's
always
lit.
Unders. Like I'm smashing unders. I'm smashing by knockout. I'm smashing by KO first round strategically. Like Baranowski Lane, Iwu Baranowski KO first round, 100%. I'm betting that 100%. It's not 100% gonna happen. But CLD, possibly a boring decision against Olodese. Maybe skip that one. But then you look at like Pinto versus Pinto, Baranowski. I think Sam Patterson could get a knockout. Alex probably thinks Riley could get a knockout. So let's go through the full picks. Yeah, Murphy is a dog, a big dog.
He's plus 220 as far as Tapology calls it.
Yeah.
Which for DK is always like a plus 150. DK is the worst lines of all time.
You think? But what DK has over every other book is that they'll put their props out way before FanDuel. They'll put their lines out before FanDuel in a lot of cases. When FanDuel takes stuff off, DraftKings has them on a lot of the time.
Last comment, Luke.
Sorry. I actually spoke with the bet man today. He's watching the World Baseball Classic right now. He's a big baseball guy. He's watching the World Baseball Classic. I guess it's USA versus Japan. Venezuela. That's right. It's Venezuela. And I actually teased. I said, I'm about to do the show. You want to hop in? He was like, no way. I'm celebrating St. Patrick's Day. I'm drinking. I'm watching the WBC. But then he said, I'll hop on soon, though.
No.
That's what he said.
The return of the king. The USA is down 2-0 in the 6th inning, so maybe he won't be.
And no, he said, we'll hop on soon, though. So maybe we'll get Dan for a card coming up. We'd love his take on the White House card. We'll see. But guys, it's almost 10 o'clock at night. We got more people in the chat participating than we have all night. Where were you 2 hours ago? I love y'all, but I got to go. So we're going to go through the full picks top to bottom. If you got any last minute questions or comments, throw them up here. But next time, let's try to get a more regular start time. Mondays at 7:30.
Hey,
Mondays.
guys, if you want to,
The Perfect Parlay Pursuit airs Mondays at 7:30. The Perfect Parlay Pursuit airs Mondays at 7:30 on YouTube. I'm going to say it 3 times. Perfect Parlay Pursuit.
don't be
airs
a fucking
Mondays.
weirdo just because I had to postpone it one time in the last.
You are all over the
years.
place. You need to find God, my friend. You're leaving phones. You're.
I didn't leave a single phone.
You're.
I didn't leave a single phone.
Your
It's my wife.
Your wife
It was
is
my
like
wife.
your right hand. Your wife's
Yeah.
like your right hand.
And her phone is like her fucking left toe. She doesn't give a shit about it.
Leprechaun movie. Leprechaun. Are you going to be watching Leprechaun? Leprechaun 2, Back into Hood? Are you going to be watching? There's many Leprechaun movies. You're taking me back. You're taking me back to some scumbag era stuff with those Leprechaun movies.
Guys, after this, we got the after show. If anybody's still live in the chat, it's going to be twitch.tv/perfect parlay pursuit. Give me about 5 minutes or so. Take a little urination, maybe a little schmeebishmal, and then I'll be right back in here for you guys.
Guys, I just commented twitch.tv/perfect parlay pursuit. I just commented that. And hell, when GTA 5 comes out, I'll GTA 6, I'll be on there.
No, you won't, because you won't have anything that can run it.
I'm getting a sick gaming computer that's gonna be sick. So I'm thinking 3 Vegas, Rainbow 3 Vegas.
I wish, dude.
Rainbow 6 Vegas, Rainbow 6 3 Vegas. I would fall out.
Rainbow Six Vegas 3. Yes, that would be the correct next in order for Rainbow Six Vegas. Rainbow Six Vegas 2 was my favorite game growing up. Thanks, boys. Enjoy the nice early card this weekend. Will, I'm glad you do as well. Justin's pissed.
Yeah, are you East Coast, Will? Because yeah, we're looking forward to a nice little 1 p.m. start time. We'll go through the full picks. I'll tell you, there's a few little spots here that I like as far as underdogs that I might just have to play straight up. We got, for me, starting off, Luana Carolina, Ravinia Oliveira, Shamrock, Brando Perichik, Mantis Toboggan, Franco Felipe, Loseni Kieta, Mason Jones, Danny Silva, CLD, Iwu Baranuski, Sam Patterson, Mike Aswell, Laron Murphy. To be honest, when I just do my model on age, style, and recent performances, I go, man, Patterson's dangerous for Michael Page. His why isn't there. He's undermotivated for this fight. Meanwhile, Patterson more motivated than ever. 4 first-round knockouts against opponents you probably wouldn't have expected him to knock out. I think there's a lot of ways he can win this fight. Juicy underdog odds on Patterson. I'm going to grab him. I'm going to grab him probably even maybe by knockout or by finish. Because he does have some pretty good jiu-jitsu, and we know that Michael Venom Page, that's a weakness of his. So Sam Patterson and Sam Patterson by finish are probably my 2 little underdog plays that I'm going to try to lock in on. And Alex, I know you hate this. I'm sorry I have to do this to you. The Luke Riley, Michael Aswell fight, not super into betting that pre at all, really. But Murphy, I'll probably take some of the winnings on Patterson if I get there and put him on Murphy. Before that, prelim stuff, I love a little shot on a Ravina Oliveira, maybe parlay her with Shamrock, see if we can get going, get up a little bit, take a little Brando Perichik by knockout, and then we're moving up the card. We're going to go maybe a little sprinkle on Luis Quieta by knockout, and then we'll just go from there, like CLD, maybe CLD by decision, Baranuski round 1, Patterson by finish, and then we do it not parlay style this week. We're just slopping in little solo bets here and there and trying to play with house money so we can take bigger risks. All right, you want to run through your full picks, Alex?
Yeah, if you're rolling with me here, you're going to go with my man, Lerone the Miracle Murphy, Luke Riley, Michael Venom Page, Iwo Baranowski, Romandoledze, Curtis Campbell, Mason Jones, Nate Wood, Mario Pinto, Mantis, Cordifius, Brando Petrorekovic, Shamrock, Chanel Dyer, and Luana Carolina. I just realized I went with all of the Englanders except for Melissa Mullen Dixon
And Dolodeze.
Oh yeah, and CLD. Okay, cool. That
So
makes me feel a little better. I think Roman Dolodeze is going to be the guy that shocks a lot of people.
a lot of
And
disagreement on this card for Alex and I. We agree with Luana Carolina, but as I said, don't even waste your time betting that, watching that. But then we got Shamrock, Brando Pericic, Mantis, Kondratavicius. That's perfect pronunciation, by the way. Mason Jones, Iwo Baranuski, So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Trilby certified picks, but very little agreement on some of the hotter fights. Alex and I are going head to head. So thank you guys for watching.
The stream is officially up on that link. Give me 60 seconds to use the restroom, and I will be back. I promise you. Counter-Strike. Oh, wait, that's Inside Baseball. You can't see all of it.
We'll see. I'm going to be spending a lot of time in Florida this summer, so you're a lot closer than you might think. We love you. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. Enjoy Leprechaun 3, Justin. Thanks for chatting with us. Verhoofty, Flufin, Will C. Wagers. Great episode. Go back and watch. We talked about all of the fight announcements from Diaz and Perry. We talked about all the hot topics, and we appreciate you guys being here. Biker Boy, everybody, thank you for joining us. And I didn't mean to click that. We love you guys. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.